Guys, and welcome to my channel. So I know that it's been a awfully long time since I've done any kind of current household, and I've actually sat down to record this household probably 5 times, and it just never ever happens, or something happens, or I have to go do something, and so it never actually gets recorded, and I get upset. Anyways, so I don't want to make this a really long episode, but I have a lot to talk about, and if you guys are new to my channel or something, like I want to be able to give you the information you need for this family as well. And this is a very very old save from probably like I would say like maybe 2016. I honestly can't remember, but it's been a really long time since I've had this family, and I've just recently been able to like play them again. um, so yeah, but we're in a different world. We used to live in Sunlit Tides, but we don't live there anymore. And I pulled this like empty house shell off of um, TSR. I'm sure you guys know what that is. Um, and then I just decorated it myself and like, made it homey, and I love it. Um, it is kind of getting small now, so I might have to expand on it or something, but that's fine. And we're living in an empty world, so I'm kind of like building my own world because it didn't have any lots. It has nothing. Well, it has lots, but they're not like decorated or anything. But anyways, I just want to get in here and tell you guys about my family. So if you guys know Holly and Art, they are from a long time ago. Like I said, it originally started with Holly, Art, and Jewel, and I can't even remember the man's name. Jewel and I have no idea. I honestly I don't know. I think it's Art's dad. I think, and they're not in the family tree anymore because somehow I lost their urns. I don't really know where they went. Like, oh, I do know where they went. In a video, in a current household video, I actually put them in the graveyard. And then when I left that town, I left them behind by accident. So I actually lost their urns. But that's okay. It was a long time ago, and we've moved on and so on and so forth. But anyways, so if you guys know the Holly and Art, they were, they lived together pretty much from teen years on. They were best of friends, because they lived together because their parents were dating, not married, just dating. Um, and yeah, Holly decided she had fallen in love with Art and felt like she had more of a connection with him. But at the time, Art hadn't recognized Holly in that manner. And so he was out, like, dating other people. And I'm pretty sure, did they each have their own child? No. He didn't have a baby, but Holly already had a child with a teenager. She was a teenager herself, but she had a baby. I think it was a baby. I think it was a toddler. I can't remember. It was either a toddler or a baby of her own, and that's Jezebel, and we'll get into that in a bit. Um, but yeah, so they were. I don't know. They were like, she was like smitten with him, and he didn't look at her in that light. He looked at her just like a friend slash kind of like not really sister, maybe just like a really close like friend, maybe like a best friend. And they moved to Sunlit Tides after Holly had Jezebel because of the situation with the father of Jezebel being abusive towards Holly. Her mom thought it was best if they took her out of that situation and moved. And she had asked, like her boyfriend, which was Art's dad at the time, if he was willing to move with her, and he agreed. And then he took his son, obviously, because they were teens. So it was just the five of them from the beginning. Um, and it was good. It was really good. And then Art aged up to a young adult, and he decided he wanted to become a chef. And his dad was a gardener, so it was like perfect. Like they could have him garden, and then when Art came home, he could make the meals, and like it was kind of like a combination of the two was like perfect. And then Jewel, which is is Holly's mom. She wasn't in a career, she was a stay at home mom, and they were all okay with that. And then Holly at the time was a teenager. But then when she aged up to young adult, she decided, I want to write, and I just, that's what I want to do. So she went into the journalism career and she started writing books talking about her life and like her experiences as a teenage mom and her experiences as like, with what happened with her ex and so on and so forth. So she put it all down in book and she became like a really good writer, and she joined the journalism career and she, thrived and they did great. But eventually it came to the time that Holly and Art's mom and dad passed away. It was really close. I think it was like within a week. I think it was because of a broken heart, honestly. And so they both kind of went through like this really dark phase where they, didn't really talk to each other. And when they finally got themselves up and out of this like dark phase of like depression and all of that, um, they decided to band together and get back to where they were and just continue on with their lives because there was nothing they could do. They couldn't bring their parents back, and so that's what they did. They just picked themselves up and started moving on. And they had to also do it because they were kind of like raising Jezebel together, because you know what I mean, like he didn't have any kids, but it was his best friend and they lived together, so they were kind of like raising her. And so Art has always been the father figure that Jezebel needed, even knowing it's not her father. She doesn't know who her father is. Don't think she really cares, to be honest. Um, but yeah. So he was just like the father figure to her, and they raised her pretty much together. Anyways, as he was moving up in the career of the culinary career, he met Alice, who is now an elder, and Alice was married to, I think his name is Gavin, in Sunlit Tides, and um, he wasn't treating her nicely, and she decided like, she needed to get out of that situation. And Art kind of seen her as the same person that Holly was as a teen, even though that Art wasn't or that Alice was a young adult. He seen her in that limelight, and so he wanted to help her. And the only way he could help her was to offer for her to move in with her kids, and not thinking about what is Holly going to think, especially at that point, because that's already when Holly realized like she was falling in love with Art from the comfort and all of like the love and support that he gave her throughout her mom passing. Um, she really fell in love head over heels with Art, but she never told him. And Art really didn't focus in on like that kind of a situation. But eventually he moved Alice in, and her husband passed away unexpectedly, maybe. Um, he died in what was supposedly a fire. We're not sure it was innocent, but that's okay. Well, it's not okay, but we don't talk about that day. We don't we don't talk about that day, and that's what she's been telling her kids that she has with Gavin. That dad passed away in a fire, so we're taking her word on it that it happened. But I think if that's not the case, Alice will take it to her grave. I don't think she would tell anyone her dirty little secret. She keeps it to herself, and I think that's just kind of how it's meant to be. Anyways, so he fell in love with Alice after he moved her in, and they got together. Holly was obviously still in love with him, not her. Um, and she had to sit there and pretty much watch him get married to Alice and have babies with him. And so this is their family tree. And yes, they're not together anymore. And we will talk about that. Um, so her kids with Gavin, I think his name is, are Catherine, excuse me, Sophie and Ty. So they all have the dad that burned in a fire. Excuse me. And yeah. So she moved in with three kids because I think Catherine was a baby, I think Sophie was a child, and I think Ty was a toddler when they moved in. So she had like three kids already. And we already had Jezebel's. We were up to 4 kids. But anyways, so she moved in and they fell in love and they decided they were going to have children. And they got married and did the wedding and such. And so, let's see. This is Art and this is Alice. I'll show you them obviously in game as well, but I want to show you the family tree. So they have multiple kids together. So they have Ambrose, right? So he's still a teenager. They have Alex, which I think is their eldest child together. Yeah. And then this is going to be really hard to do it this way. I don't know why I'm trying to do it this way. Let's actually go through and show you them. It's going to look really crazy when we jump in here. Just please know that there's a baby being born. So that's why everyone is freaking out. And we just had a birthday. So that's another reason. But anyways, so here is Alice. She's an elder, like I said. She's still in the culinary career. She hasn't quite maxed it because she's having this glitch where when she gets up to level 9, it kicks her back to level 8 instantly. I don't know what's going on with it, but if it happens again, it's already happened twice. I reset the career when we moved here, and I'm hoping it's fixed. But if it happens again, I'm just going to make her 10 because she can't do anything. She can't get any. Whereas if it keeps kicking her back to level 8. But anyway, so she's an executive chef. And she's an elder. She's lived 307 days. She likes lucky, neurotic. She's a natural cook, friendly, family oriented. She likes pop, ratatouille, and turquoise, which obviously you can see in her outfit. She isn't with Art anymore, but they did have kids. Like I said, they had multiple children together. They had Alex, and they had well, first they had Alex. Let's just start with that. I'm all over the place. I need to put a script down when I want to tell these kinds of stories. But anyways, so this is Alice, and their first kid together was Alex, which is this kid. Well, he's not a kid anymore, but this man. What the heck? What hair you got on, boy? I think that's his work outfit, and that's why he has no shoes on. Because I didn't put him in that, and he does not look like that here. So let's have him switch his outfit to everyday would be good. Change your outfit to your everyday. Yeah, he's not in his work, or he's not in his everyday outfit. Oh my goodness. I forget that they scream because of the baby. It's just honestly the kids that scream. Okay, we are going really slow right now. Just give it a second. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't have done this. um, hello? Oh. Oh yeah, and I had to make compact view for in cast because I'm not waiting 100,000 years for one outfit. Oh, and a lot of people are getting glitched out for some reason. Where is he now? I'm curious if he's actually in his outfit. No, he is not. And he's in the bathroom with Sophie, and Sophie's looking at him like he's freaking crazy. Okay, and that's not what I meant to do. See, this is why these take forever because I am so unorganized. Okay, girl, I did tell you to go to the hospital, so let's go. I don't want to hear you pushing it out all day long. Okay, so here is Alex. Girl, pause, please. Thank you. So this is Alex. I think he's really cute. He's not with anyone or anything. I'm not even clicked on him. He's not with anyone at this moment or anything, but I think he's a really handsome sim. Okay, so this is their oldest kid or oldest child, I guess. See, it sounds weird saying child because he's not a child, but you know what I mean. Anyways, so he was with Alice, and then Art decided that he was interested in Holly, and he actually realized that. Wow, he was actually realizing that he's always been in love with Holly, but he never wanted to admit it. So why do you have your eyes closed? So he decided that he was just going to let Holly know that he was interested in her, and he actually did. And this is Holly here, by the way, if you're wondering. She is so pretty. I love her. She's like the best. Anyways, so he told her, and they ended up woohooing. And, she told him that she's always loved him. Just, it took her a little while to realize, and that she didn't want to like force him into it or like make him feel guilty for being with Alice. Even though she knew like when he got with her, that she was in love with him. And they decided that, he was going to break up with Alice and be with Holly. Well, it ended up being that, Holly got pregnant, and she got pregnant with Landon. So you can see Holly and Art have Landon. He's their oldest. He just aged up to a young adult. So I don't think I've changed his looks yet. But I mean, he's not fugly, so he's okay. So they had him, but at the same time as they announced pretty much that they were expecting. Um, Anastasia was conceived by Alice and Art. So it was literally like a couple days later. She's only a week younger than Landon. And then, so it kind of put a foil in the plans of him divorcing Alice, because he didn't want to break up with a woman who was literally expecting his child. But that kind of left Holly expecting his child and on her own. And it kind of hurt Holly's feelings, because they had talked about it, and he had agreed like he loved her, but he's going to stick it out with Alice. Like, she was really, really confused and didn't know honestly what was going on. And while this whole love triangle is going on, um, Alice's oldest daughter, Sophie, whom is in the bathroom, um, she ended up meeting Twiki Wahine, which is this man. Oh my gosh, so many people. This man right here. And they actually like she got asked out on a date and everything. And Alice was not paying enough attention to her kids. And what was going on behind the scenes with them, or like what's going on with their lives. And Sophie and Twiki actually ended up woohooing in a hot tub on a date, and she actually got pregnant as a teenager. So now we had literally like three people all at the same time that were expecting kids, and she ended up eventually having Phoenix. Um, so Phoenix is their child. Um, and he is their eldest, and he is right here in his swimwear, because that's what we do. Anyways, so he ended up being conceived pretty much at the same time. So we had like three babies coming all at the same time, and it was pretty intense. So Phoenix actually was is a little bit older than, I think he's like a day older than him. Is he not? 90 and 86. He's 4 days older than Landon. So he was literally conceived less than a week. So she wouldn't even have known she was expecting yet. Um, when Landon was conceived by Holly and Art, and then at the same time, like a week later, Anastasia was conceived. So they all three girls were going through a pregnancy at the same time, and it was really stressful time for everyone. And Art kept kind of bouncing back and forth between Holly and Alice, because he didn't really know what to do. They were both expecting his kid. Obviously, Alice didn't know, you know what I mean, because he was technically having an affair. But she didn't know at the time that the baby that Holly had conceived was Art's. She had no idea. She was literally in the dark about it. And Holly was like, how are we going to do this? Like, how are you going to, have us both living in the same home, but not tell Alice that like our baby is ours, you know what I mean? And so, Art eventually told Alice that, something had happened between him and Holly, and he was sorry about it, but he doesn't regret it, because, he loves Holly, and, even knowing, he loves Alice in the way of that's his children's mother. At the same time, he really, really loved Holly, and he like tried apologizing to Alice, and Alice was like, you know what, it's okay, we can fix this, we can work through it, it's no big deal. And she really was in love with him, and she wanted to work it out with Art. But eventually it ended up being that it did not work out, and so there was, tension between Holly and Alice, obviously. And Alice started getting really clingy to Art, and they tried to work it out. They really did. They eventually ended up trying to like stick it out, and when you're trying to stick it out, you're doing everything like you normally would. And they conceived Ambrose, and he is only like, she's 7 days away. He's literally 17. So like another like week later, they pretty much had another kid. I mean, it's not really realistic because in real life you can't have a baby that quick, but it's okay. So Ambrose was conceived, and they were really still trying to work it out. And you know, while they're trying to work on their relationship, Sophie is still, in a relationship with Twicky, and she ended up having a second child. Now, I'm not gonna say that he's the cutest because he ain't. Look at the face. But they ended up conceiving a second child, and they named him Liam, and he aged up, and whatever. He looks a lot like his dad, to be honest, in my opinion. Um, so yeah, so they had him, and Alice and Art are still trying to work out the relationship, and Holly is focused on being a mom and working on her career because Art is like totally trying to like cut her off because of the fact that he's trying to work it out with Alice. Um, but it ended up being that he couldn't stand to be away from Holly, and ignoring her was literally breaking his heart. And he goes to her one night and tells her that it's official. He's breaking it off with Alice. He can't be with her anymore. It's too much. It's too hard. And so he wants Holly pretty much to take him back. And Holly agrees to take him back only if he breaks up with Alice. And in the night that they spent on the lovely, lovely beach in a tent, Caden was conceived. So, Mr. Caden. I think Caden is a little cutie. I'm not going to lie. I think Alice and Art don't have as cute as kids as Holly and Art, but that's okay. So he was conceived, and they were really excited to, be having another kid together, and hopefully this time they would technically raise it together. I mean, they were raising the last one together, but they weren't together. You get what I'm saying? Um, so they were really excited about that. And then later on in the year, they ended up eventually conceiving Anthony. Um, and they and Holly and Art love children, like love children. So they were always having wishes to like have more kids and have more kids and have more kids. And they had Anthony, and then it came into Alice's idea after they were already divorced. Like literally, she's already divorced from Art. He's technically like boyfriend to Holly at this point. That Alice is gonna bring back her ex-boyfriend, Alonzo, and try and make Art jealous, but it backfired. She didn't want Art. Oh my gosh. Alice did not want any more children because she was just trying to technically make Art jealous of her with another man. But it wasn't working because he was happy with Holly. And ended up being that Alonzo and her woohooed, and they were trying to, he's thinking they're in a technical relationship when she's just in it to pretty much make Art jealous. And they actually got, pregnant, and she found out she was having twins. Yes, I mean twins. And so they had Zoe. This is her right here. I think she's really pretty. And her twin sister, Maddie, whom is standing right here. I know this is really hard to keep up with, and I really do apologize. I hope you guys are doing okay. So they had twins. They conceived twins, and Art thought at this point that Alice had moved on and, was happy in her relationship, but ended up being that she was still really, really after Art. So she started doing like really horrible things, like getting with Sophie's husband, trying to, which Sophie is her daughter, and she was literally just trying to pretty much make everyone notice her more than she really needed to. And so she was going on dates with Twicky, and they were like doing things behind Sophie's back, which Sophie still doesn't know about it. They've kept it quiet this whole time. Um, and they were just going on dates, and she was trying to like pretty much be with every man she could think of that would accept her, um to try and make Art jealous, and Art didn't give two winks at her because literally he was happy with Holly and still is to this day. So yeah, so they were like, she was trying to get his attention. She was like, sleeping with all these men. It was too much. Um, so yeah, and then let's see who's next. Trevor here. So by this point, this girl, Sophie right here, she was a young adult and decided that, she's really, really happy with Twiki, even though she doesn't know about the whole secret affair. And she wants to have another baby, and she wants to try for a girl because she's had two boys so far. And so she would like, wait, they had two boys, right? Yeah, Phoenix and Liam. So she wanted a little girl, but it ended up being they got pregnant and they had Trevor. Um, and another little boy is a blessing, and just whether you're trying for a little girl or not, like you're really excited when you have a little boy. And so they had a little boy, and Trevor is here now. He's a teen, and she was really happy with that, and they were happy. And Holly and Art decided that they wanted to actually have 10 kids together. So they were pushing out babies left and right. And so Cyrus was born. Um, and then at this point, Jezebel is a young adult, and she met Daniel Pleasant because, like I said, they're from Sunlit Tides. So Daniel was, he's from Sunlit Tides. He has a wife and two kids. He's from The Sims 2, if you guys know him. Um, but he actually, decided that his wife had left him for another man and taken the girls, and he was really upset. And he met Jezebel because she's a singer, and he went to one of her concerts and he really loved her music. And so they eventually ended up together. And once his divorce was final, they ended up conceiving twin girls, Melanie and her twin sister, Alyssa, right here. And they were really happy. They're still really happy to this day. He's in love with, Jezebel, and they have a really great relationship, along with great relationships with their kids, and their children now. So they were really happy. Um, and as Alice is still trying to make Art jealous of her, and try and win back his heart, which it's literally been years that he's been with Holly at this point. They ended up conceiving Deanna. So Deanna and her twin sister, because this is the second time they've conceived twins, is Dakota. So at this point, Alice is like, I cannot afford to conceive any more children. Like, this is getting out of control. We are having too many kids. And she actually broke it off with Alonzo, even though they never kicked him out of the house. And he still continually like slept in the same bed as her. She was like, I can't be in a relationship with you anymore. Like, I only got with you to make Art jealous, and that's the only reason why. And Alonzo was literally heartbroken, and he didn't want to get kicked out of the house because he wants to be close to his kids. He doesn't have any other kids. So he just wanted to be close with his daughters. And so they agreed that they would stay in the same home. He could still live with them and, work and whatever. But he had to, like, they weren't going to be romantic anymore because she was sick and tired of, like, all the kids. And, like, every single time they're romantic, she literally conceives a kid, and it was too much. So they broke up, but they were still good friends. They've been good friends from the beginning. They were friends before they were lovers. So I mean, it worked out in the favor because normally it doesn't work out like that in real life. Um, but yeah, so at the same time as they're getting, they're breaking up. Holly and Art decided they were going to try for, another one of their 10 kids. And they ended up with Miss Nova, and she's beautiful as can be. Girl is fabulous. She's right here. I think she's going to look a lot like Holly, to be honest, but I think she's so cute. So they conceived her, and then eventually, um, Sophie is still thinking like they're happy in their relationship. So she decided, she wanted to try one more time for a little girl, and they ended up having Owen. Oh my gosh, that face though. Um, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, I don't know if we should continue to have kids because like we're not having girls. Like we literally have four boys already, and we ain't got time for that." Um, so yeah, so then ended up being that Alice went to a party with a couple of the other adults in the home, and they got a little too drunk and or juiced, if you want to say. Um, and she tried to make advances to Art and he turned it down. And then because when you're in that moment and you're turned down by someone that you really, really love, you're really upset and you're going to do things probably that you're not really going to want to do. So she ended up going home and woohooing with Alonso. And so they conceived yet again another set of twins, and it was Robin and Raven. So here they are, beautiful little girls. They have a lot of girls. They have three sets of twins. It is unreal. I was honestly expecting them to have boys at some point, but it never happened. Anyways, so they conceived the twins, and she was like, "Okay, you got to get out of the bedroom. Like we cannot do this anymore. We have so many babies. It is unreal, and they are so close in age because literally these guys are twins, and they are teenagers now. These guys are twins and they are children, and then these guys were conceived like right afterwards, and these guys were like toddlers a little bit after, but whew, it was a piece of work. And so they conceived them, and she was like, you gotta go, like we can't do this anymore. So she kicked him out of the bedroom, not of the house per se, but like literally onto the couch because he didn't have a room in the house. Um and we're still trying for the 10 with Holly and Art. So then they conceived Wesley, and I think he's adorable. Um, and then um, there was a big shocker that, where is he? Ty here. And he's, if you don't remember who he is, he's Alice and Grant's um, son. He's not from like Art or anything, but he aged up to a young adult, and he had a teenage crush from high school whom he was, went to prom with and everything, and they ended up falling in love and getting together and whatever. And her name is Leah, and she's at her job, so I can't really show you what she's doing. But anyways, they ended up falling in love, and they eventually um got pregnant with their daughter Haley, who is adorable, literally the cutest little girl in the entire world. Um, and they were so excited because they'd been together for years and years and years. It wasn't like Sophie; they weren't teenagers; they were young adults. They could do what they wanted at that point. They had jobs. So they ended up, conceiving Haley, and literally like it was pretty much the same day. I mean, it says 3 days here, but I mean, it felt like the same day. Um, Catherine, I don't know if you guys remember her, but she was the baby that was moved in with Alice from her parents. She doesn't have a dad because he died in the fire. Anyways, she met this man, and she thought it was love at first sight. She was head over heels in love with him. They went on like 3 4 dates and ended up woohooing. And then she found out she was expecting Sabrina. And when she went to tell the guy, like, hey, we're going to have a baby, he flipped out and told her that he was married and like she had to have an abortion and all this other stuff. But Catherine was really against abortion. She's not for it in the slightest. She didn't want to give up her baby. She was a young adult. She could do what she wanted. So she decided she was going to raise this baby on her own. So she is a single mom to Sabrina, and Sabrina is a freaking spitting image of her, literally. So it's the cutest thing. And they have the closest relationship there. She's like the sweetest child. She doesn't have a father figure. But with all the men in the house, I mean, honestly, anyone could pick up the slack. You know what I'm saying? So she decided she was going to raise Sabrina on her own, which is what she's doing, and she's doing a great job at that. Um, so yeah, she's just, raising her baby on her own. And then because Holly and Art still were not at 10 kids, they decided they were going to have some more. They ended up conceiving Kyle, whom is here in the crib. He is adorable. Like, freaking look at this face. Okay, I'm just saying. Um, so they conceived him, and he's about to be a child in a day, so he's done all he needs to do. And then they needed, like, I think they needed one more baby. Was it one more or was it two more? I can't remember. Let's see. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They needed two more kids. Well, she needed two more kids. He had already had over 10 kids. But she needed two more kids to get her wish, which was worth a lot of points, let me tell you. And they actually ended up conceiving twin girls, Trinity and Kelsey. And Kelsey's here in the crib. She's freaking adorable. Like, look how cute. They end up conceiving them, and they're like close to aging up, like a week away. So, I mean, my lifespan is not long. So, but yeah, so they conceived them, and they vowed to have no more kids because they already have 10. Art has more than 10 because he has the ones with Alice, and Holly just has 10 with Jezebel included. So not 10 with Art. She has 8 with, or 9 with Art, and then 1 by herself with a random man whom isn't on the list. And then Sophie and Twiki. Twiki convinced her to try one more time for little girl because he wanted a little girl, and he wanted to try one more time. So they did, and they eventually had Miss Whitney. Oh my gosh, I was so excited for them because I know they really, really wanted that baby girl, and Sophie finally got her little girl that she always wanted. So that is the story of my family. I do want to talk about jobs quickly and such and go through that. So Alice here, like I said, she is in culinary. She is level 8. And obviously, Mr. Art here is also in culinary because that's where they met. He's a level 9 though because he doesn't have that glitch. If he had that glitch, he probably would be the same as her, but he doesn't, thank goodness. And I'm so excited for them to finish so we can get the fridges that like the food never goes bad, because with this many people cooking all the time is a chore. Anyways, so this is him. And then Miss Holly here is still in the journalism career. She is beautiful as ever though. Look at her, so fabulous. She is a level 8, and I'm really happy for her. Like, she loves her job. She is always anxious to advance, always trying to get to the top of that career, girl. And I feel you. Some days I feel you. So I already told you a bunch of Alice's stuff, but Holly is, if you guys are new and don't know the family, she's got a good sense of humor, a vegetarian, ambitious, friendly, and a snob. She likes the color pink and fruit parfait, and she likes soul music. So she is like, you know, she's like, I don't know. I don't know. I was going to say she's like me in Sims, but no, definitely not. Anyways, and then Art here. He is fabulous. He loves the heat. He's a natural cook, loves the outdoors, loves to swim and angler. He likes blue, tri-tip steak, and beach party music. He also decided when his dad died that he was going to pass on the garden to one of the kids so that they could continue to work that like gardening and cooking thing out again. But actually, Ty eventually picked it up. And I think it's because Art was technically like a father figure to him because his dad died in the fire. So he actually picked up the gardening, and he's worked on it. We still have a garden, if you're wondering. It's not as big as it used to be, and it needs some work, but it's okay. We're still doing well. We're still doing our garden. Proud of us. We are working hard, and it is definitely reaping its benefits, let's be honest, because buying groceries for this big of a family would be, well, it would be bad. Um, so yeah, so Alonso is also in the culinary career, which I think is kind of funny because it is Alice's um other man. Technically, I think they're dating now, aren't they? I think they're back to girlfriend and boyfriend. It's just a recent thing. He got a wish to like ask her to be his girlfriend once we moved to this new world. Because we wanted to get away from the other one because there was so much drama there. Drama's not bad, but it was getting to the point where where our Sims were like being scandalized every day, and I was like, I can't do this no more. So we moved to a new world just to get like, a clean slate for a bunch of us, especially like Alice. Like she really wants a clean slate from her ex. But anyways, so he's in the culinary career as well, and he's only level 6, so he's kind of slacking. But he has a good sense of humor, flirty, good, great kisser, commitment issues, never nude. He likes indie, sushi, and seafoam, so he is, in it. And then Daniel Pleasant is already made in the game, so I did not make him or anything. But he does not have a career. He doesn't really need one for what he wants to do. He just wants to work on charisma and guitar, so it's no big deal. And then he's flirty, a great kisser, commitment issues, athletic, charismatic. He likes Latin, dim sum, and green. He has commitment issues, but I think Jezebel and how exciting her life is keeps him intrigued. I think that's why they don't have issues with like being together. And then there's Twicky, who is Sophie's husband. Um, he likes yellow, stew surprise, pop. He's insane. Couch potato, loves it cold. Easily impressed and friendly. He's in the medical career. He wants to get to the top of it, so that's what he's working on. He is level 5. So I'm actually pretty proud of him. He's doing pretty well. He's not even an adult yet, so I'm not like pushing it too hard. This girl is some random person. So Sophie here, um, she wants to be an alchemist, so she's in alchemy career. That's what she's, doing. She hasn't really sold anything yet, but she will. We're just building up our stock first, and then we're gonna sell it. Um, all in one. So I want to see how like far up we can get with just like stocking up and then selling all at once. Um, but she's irresistible, athletic, childish, grumpy. Where's your other trait? Okay, she's missing a trait. She likes pop, vegetarian, lobster thermidor, and white. So that's what she's got going on here. I think she's really pretty. And then we have Miss Leah, and this is Ty's wife and mother of his child. So she likes Digitunes, egg rolls, and black. She's a slob, family-oriented, black, bookworm, eccentric, and charismatic. And she's in the ghost hunter career. She's the paranormal. She's level 9. She's the outstanding oculist. But she needs to reach level 10. So that's what she's doing. She's actually over here investigating the paranormal activities. Then we have Miss Catherine. She wants to be an illustration author. She is an author. She's a writer, and she's up to level 5. So her and Holly kind of have, that thing together where they want to write and like tell their stories. I think Catherine probably writes about, the experience with Sabrina's dad and like, how she feels, and she probably puts it into her own words and such, but I ain't gonna be judging her because it ain't my place. Um, she likes kids' music, fruit parfait, and she's pink. She's star quality, good, bookworm, snob, and charismatic. So she kind of went between like, do I want to do music or do I want to be a writer? And she eventually decided, like, when she was expecting Sabrina, that being a singer would not be the greatest idea because you have to travel around the world and such for that. And she doesn't want to leave her baby behind because she doesn't have another parent, right? So that's unfortunate. Then we have Miss Jezebel. She is beautiful. She's actually going to the hospital because she is having a baby because they are trying for a baby boy because they only have the two girls. And I think, if they have a baby boy, it'll be great. If they don't, well, they don't. She likes pop, goopy carbonara, and lilac. I cannot speak. She likes vegetarian, perfectionist, good, eco-friendly, and she is a diva. So that's why she's in the singer career. That's what she does for a living. She just sings, and she travels around the world with Simport. They send her on tour all the time, and she has to kind of leave, and that's why it's good that she has um, Daniel to kind of take over for the kids when she's not here. Hence why Catherine would have struggled a little bit, I think. Then we have Mr. Ty. He wants to be in the science career and he wants to become the creature robot crossbreeder. He likes soul, vegetarian fish and chips, sea foam. He's a slob, can't stand art, genius, meme issues, and a computer whiz. So he is very fitting. He is a level 2. What? No, he's not a level 2. There's a glitch because you should be like 5 at least. So we might have to fix it. I know he was at least 5 in the last town. I can't remember exact number, but I know that I remember thinking, man, he's like halfway through. So I'll probably put him up to level 5 in his career because that's a glitch. And oh, I know why. Because when we moved here, the science lab was I couldn't use it for some reason after I had placed it, so I was really upset about that. But we're gonna fix it so he is back up to at least 5. Then we have Alex. He wants to be a martial artist. Um, but he is in the law enforcement career. He just aged recently, so that's why he is only level 2. But he enjoys his career, he likes it, and he just spends his personal time working on becoming the martial artist, and that's pretty much, what he wants to do. But he likes Digitunes, sushi, and the color green. He's insane, a sailor, brave, disciplined, and eccentric. Then we have Phoenix, and he just recently aged up to a young adult. So he is unflirty, loves the heat, heavy sleeper, a diva, and friendly. He wants to be a fashion phenomenon. And this kind of makes me feel like maybe Phoenix isn't. I think he's more in touch with his feminine side. So I don't really know if he has anyone in mind for who he's going to be with. I don't think Alex does either. But I would like to eventually get them with someone. I'm not pushing it because, like I said, they both pretty much just aged up, so it's no big deal. And then Landon here literally just aged up, I think today, didn't he? Yeah, he literally just aged up this moment. That's probably his cake right there. Anyways, so he wants to now be the canine companion, so he needs to become friends with 15 dogs. Please, God, help me because we don't need dogs in this home, too. Um, and we'll probably get 1 or 2 dogs, but that's about it. I'm not going to go overboard with this because it'll be too much. But he likes roots, fried peanut butter and jelly or peanut butter and banana sandwiches, and aqua. He is insane, a vegetarian, excitable, a party animal, and a dog person. So that's kind of where the canine stuff comes in. Then we have our teenagers, starting with Anastasia, and she is still in high school, so no job to talk about or aspiration, lifetime wish, whatever. She hasn't decided. I don't let them decide until they're young adult because I like to pick the one that's all the way to the left because it's the one that they have the most traits and that they personally would want more. So that's kind of what I go with. But anyways, she likes pop, French toast, and hot pink. She's a technophobe, hydrophobic, charismatic, and friendly. She is a piece of work. Let me tell you, she is always moody, always having troubles in, keeping her grades up. Like she is always having issues. And honestly, I'll be surprised if she has an A when she graduates. Even though she has one right now, I'll be surprised. Then we have Ambrose. And he likes R&B, cheese, tofu, steak, and blue. He has no sense of humor, good, kleptomaniac, and snob. I kind of feel like kleptomaniac is going to give him that possession of is 9/10 of the law or whatever it's called, where he'll have to steal like 50,000 simoleons worth of things. And I think that would be kind of fun, honestly. And he might go into the criminal career if he does that, just because that kind of makes him a bad boy. And I know he's not really dressed like a bad boy now that I think about it, but it would really make sense for him. He also, is really into being close with with his dad. So I don't know. His dad is a good man, so his dad may persuade him to be a better man than what we're expecting. Um, but then there's Liam. Liam, I don't know what you're doing, buddy, but it needs to stop. He likes island life, mushroom omelets, spiceberry. This isn't his outfit. I think this is work clothes. He loves to swim. He is brave, a night owl, and athletic. So I can see him probably going into military or something just because he's brave and athletic and he's a night owl. So I just feel like that would be something he might do. He might also go into professional sports. So we'll have to wait and see about that. Then we have Caden, and he likes French, chili con carne, and spice brown. He's a technophobe, unstable, commitment issues, and light sleeper. So he's either always at the hospital or he's breathing out of a bag. That's literally what you catch this man doing all the time. He ain't got time for anything else. And the commitment issues kind of makes me worried that he's never going to want to get married and never going to find anyone he's interested in, which would kind of be a downer. But I mean, if it happens, it happens. It's fine. Some people can be single for the rest of their lives and don't care. Um, I hate that for my Sims, especially like my current households. I like all of my Sims to have at least a child, if not a significant other. So maybe he'll be the one to like adopt. Whew, excuse me. I could definitely see that happening. Then we have Anthony, and he likes dark wave, chili con carne, and violet. He's neurotic, rebellious, virtuoso, and artistic. I honestly think this man is going to probably be a painter or a musician. And I think more a musician than painter, honestly, but I wouldn't put him past him to be either. I'm interested to see what's going to come up. He does have a wish also to be friends with this Latanya girl here. So he invited her over. So maybe there's something going on with him and her because I'm not really sure. But like he wants to be like best friends with her. So he obviously really likes her. And I can kind of see like a Holly and Art vibe coming. I don't know if he's gonna like just friend zone her or if he's actually gonna go for it. So we'll have to wait and see what goes on there. And then we have the twins. The first twin is Zoe, and she likes island life, spaghetti, and spiceberries. She's good sense of humor, perfectionist, virtuoso, and a genius. Girl is literally thriving. She has got so many good traits. It is unreal. Don't also remember that I always randomize my traits, so it gives them whatever it gives them. But I think she's definitely gonna do really well in life. I think she's gonna be really maybe even just like business oriented or she'll go into music. I'm not really 100% sure because she is a genius, so she has a lot of options, but she does like to write on her free time and she also is really into potions. So I don't know. I don't know what she's trying to go for here or what she's trying to push, but I'm just letting her do it. And then her twin sister, Maddie, is almost like the opposite of her. She is inappropriate, absent minded, flirty, and heavy sleeper. So she has like two kind of okay traits, I guess. She likes soul, peanut butter and jelly, and pink. So she's literally like the opposite of her twin. It's almost really weird to think about how different they really are, but they're really close. So it's really sweet. Like you'll see them like catching them like hugging each other and like talking all the time. And I noticed that when they're like in a really bad mood and they need to socialize, you always tend to find them socializing with each other instead of anyone else in the house. They pick each other. And I think that's really cute. I think it's honestly the bond they have as twins. I don't know. I just think they're really cute, like as twins. And then we have Trevor, who is brave, absent-minded, unflirty, and easily impressed. He likes green, vegetarian, lobster thermidor, and R&B. So he is kind of a wishy-washy person as well. I don't really know what he's going to go for. He might become a firefighter with a brave trait. Maybe. I don't know. Then we have Cyrus, who just aged up. He is a bad boy for sure. He is irresistible, mean spirited, clumsy, and good. So I did dress him like, how like I don't know how I think a punk would kind of dress. And I know some of my Sims have CC, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But yeah, so he's dressed up nicely, and he has roots, peanut butter and jelly, and purple. So I don't know what he's gonna do with his life, but the mean spirited thing makes me think like criminal mastermind, honestly. Um, and then getting into the children, I know this is taking forever to go through all these people, but this is Melanie. She likes indie, potato and truffle tour, and aqua, brave, slob, and athletic. So she's probably going to be an athlete in when she grows up. And then her twin sister is clumsy, family oriented, and friendly. She likes stew, surprise, gray, and Latin. So, and they're about to age up to a teen. So we'll get their next trait as well. So we'll kind of get to throw in something here for her because she's not really got anything going like her twin does. And then the next set of twins is Deanna, and she's good, easily impressed, and artistic. She's probably going to be an artist, probably going to want to be a painter or something to do with painting. So Digitunes, mac and cheese, and hot pink is her favorite color. And then Dakota likes green, fish and chips, and French. And she's a couch potato, a loner, and a diva. So she likes to be left alone and just sit and watch TV all day. Girl, what is that face? Why you look so terrified? I think it's because there's too many people and she doesn't like crowds. Um, because obviously she can't be friends with everybody in this home because she don't be knowing people that well. And if she's a loner, she ain't trying to make any friends. But anyways, so yeah, I don't know what she's gonna be, but probably her sister will be really rich from painting. Then we have Nova, who's inappropriate genius, easily impressed. She likes beach party, French toast, and seafoam. And I don't really know what she's gonna be yet. I'm kind of waiting to see when she ages up to a teen in about 2 weeks. That what's to see what she's gonna get from that because I feel like the teen. Once they hit teens is like when you know kind of what they're gonna be. You know what I mean? Like that next trait could be make or break it. And then there's some people that like by the time they're a teen, you have no freaking clue and you just continue to let them go. And she's kind of like in that I don't have a clue yet. And then we have Owen. He is evil, excitable, and friendly. So look at this man. He likes Egyptian, mac and cheese, and lime. Again, I feel like a criminal coming up. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Then we have Robin. She's absent minded, couch potato, and good. She likes beach party, egg rolls, and pink. So she's kind of again on the fence because I don't really know. And then we have her twin Raven, who's a loner, neat, and athletic. So again, we might have a professional like athlete or something to do with athleticism. She likes island life, cheesesteak, and pink. And then we have Mr. Wesley, who's up here sleeping. He loves the outdoors. He's a coward and he's artistic. So, again, maybe a painter or a writer or something in that vicinity. He likes cheese, sushi, and green. And then we have Miss Haley, who's a beautiful little girl. She is star quality, heavy sleeper, and friendly. And I honestly feel like she is going to kind of take after um, Jezebel. Even though Jezebel's not her mom, Leah is. But I feel like Jezebel is a really big influence on her, and I just feel like she's not really part of her life because technically Jezebel isn't even like part of this family tree. But I just feel like growing up with her, Jezebel really took to Ty and whatever when they were kids, and they were the same age. They were both twins. They were both toddlers and grew up together, so they were kind of friends growing up and stuff. And so I think that made her kind of close to Haley as well. And I think that Haley is kind of taking a liking to the star quality thing because of that. And so we'll have to wait and see about that. And then we have Miss Sabrina, who doesn't really have a father, but she's definitely got some good traits. She's an eccentric, she's friendly, and she's a loser. Unfortunately, the loser kind of isn't great, but she likes hip hop, savage, and lilac. So I feel like she's probably gonna be an inventor because she's really smart in the inventing stuff. So I feel like that's something she's going to do. And then we have Kyle, who's still a toddler, so you can't really tell anything, but he's a loner and a genius. He likes songwriter, grilled cheese, and blue. And then we have the twins, Trinity. She's a slob and a loner. She has horrible traits. And she likes island life, mushroom omelet, and blue. And then Kelsey is a genius and artistic, so she's got the really good traits. Literally, she could have given her one of her traits and then vice versa, and they would have been better off. But so she likes country, fruit parfait, and violet. And then Whitney, my last child so far until Jezebel has her baby, is a loner and artistic. There's a lot of artistic kids in this household and athletic. I just realized that. But she's likes classical, stew surprise, and pink. So those are all my Sims. I do kind of want to give you a quick overview of my home because I know this video is getting awfully long because we've been talking for a lot. And while I show you my home, know that I do have some content, furniture in my game, And also, I just added custom content clothes in here. I really, really miss Sims 3 and my custom content. The only kind of custom content I'm downloading is package files from now on. I'm not downloading any Sims 3 packs because they lag out my game and slow it down so much, but these do not. Package files for some reason do not. So I am playing with CC, and that's why some of my Sims have CC and some of them don't, because I just literally put it in and then I started like slowly updating everyone's looks. But anyways, so when you come into the home from this front door, there is a like place to hang your stuff, and then a seating area with like a trunk and a picture and stuff, and just really beautiful. And then you come this way and there's the stairs. We've got this from China or wherever, Egypt. There's like the horse for the children. I needed to put this upstairs in the little girls' room. I haven't done it yet, so that's why it's kind of like weird. The guitar, there's the martial arts equipment, and then this is where our dining table is, which you pretty much saw a lot probably, with like a chair, and then we have our chess table. There's a little area for the children to build some skills. Over here is our living room. I love that this house is so open. It really is like perfect for my family. So we have our TV there, and then over here is like a little office area, and these are mats for the toddlers to sleep on. So if they're down here, they can take a nap on them, which I thought was really cute. And then, yeah, so that's that. And then this is our kitchen, which is, honestly, it's too small. It's too small for my family, but it works. It works its best. And then there is a full bath here for when you come in. If your sim needs to go potty or whatever, or babies need to go potty, they can. This here is the office area. So we've got books everywhere around in here. We've got paintings, two more laptops, and then we have our painting easels over here that some people have started and not finished. So we do need to work on that. In here is Alice and Alonzo's room. So this is their room, and it is colored for her color because she likes aqua or whatever it is. So that's that. And then this is their bath off of their room. So it's just really cute. And then this is the garage, and then the driveway and such. And then out back, there is like a hot tub area with a nice pool and a fountain. They've got a water slide and a telescope and such. And then I haven't decorated this, but I want to put like a bar, not a bar, a grill, and seating areas and such. And I think it's adorable. And then around the side over here, we have like the kids' play area outside, and then we have some of these pea shooters, because of the fact that when it's a full moon, they're going to try and eat our garden, and I don't want that. We've got our bees and our tools, and then out here is where the kids can like sell baked goods if they want to. And then going upstairs to the next floor, this is just the hallway. It's got the alchemy stuff, a radio, and our potions are in there. And then over here we have our one chemistry table and a drum set. Um, in this room, this is Holly and Art's room. It's beautiful. They have their own bathroom, which is a full bath, and then they have the kids like the nursery section of their room, and then they have their own section. It is one room, obviously. And then here is Sophie and Twikkie's room. So this is what it looks like, and they have their crib for their little girl and their section for her, and then they have like their own section, and they also have their own bathroom here. So it's really beautiful. And then just next door is actually Jezebel and Daniel's room, and their crib is probably going to go over here for their baby because obviously the baby's on the way. But their kids are kids. And then over here is like this full bath is off the hallway. This room over here is Catherine's room. So this is where she sleeps. Her little girl was sleeping over here, but she's aged up now, so she doesn't need a crib in her mom's room. And then this is Ty and Leah's room. So, they've got like all their stuff on the walls. And then this is their full bathroom. Unfortunately, Catherine does not get her own bathroom. She has to share with the hallway. Normally, I let her use the one downstairs on the first floor near the front door. Anyways, going up the stairs again, because there is another floor over here. This is where it gets really hectic. So we have to have a bunch of all-in-ones for all of the children, and they have like the chemistry tables here. There is another bathroom off the hallway for the kids and such. So this is it. I probably am gonna split this into two bathrooms, or maybe put some all-in-ones in a room and then like break it off. Anyways, um, this here is the children boys room, so only four kids sleep in here because it's how many pretty much we have to have. We haven't had any more little boys age up. When Kyle ages up, I'm probably gonna have to move this over here and move this like slide this over and then put his bed here or something. This here is the little girls' room. Obviously, all of our little girls don't fit in here, so they have kind of pushed over into the next room. This here is a teenage boys' room, and unfortunately, we have not been able to build onto the house quite yet. So, like Alex and Phoenix and Landon, they all still sleep in this room. So that's just kind of unfortunate. It's just kind of how it goes. And then over here is what was supposed to be like the teen room, and we've got two little girls who sleep in here as well, just to make ends meet. And then unfortunately, we have one little girl who sleeps in the hallway because we don't have enough room for her quite yet. Um, and then there's like a big balcony area that has like a wraparound thing. And then on this floor, just down, there is like personal like balcony here, which is really cute. I don't know how much I like the windows on this are like here with when this doesn't go to this room. It's weird. I don't know. But anyways, so that's kind of a thing. And then over here, there's like an outside workout area for our Sims. So if they want to work out, they can work out up here. And I just thought that was really cute. And also when you're down here, there is like the chairs and there is the chimes as well. So that's pretty much our house. And the only other thing I want to kind of show you is just a couple of the lots that I have edited or built kind of. So this is the school area, and it's just literally this is like the playground out back. It's got basketball hoops and the things and the playground equipment, swings and such. And then there's like a sitting area where you can eat outside. So that's what I've done here. I have edited the business and journalism building, and it's also the restaurant Rabbit Hole. So you can come over here, you can dine. There is a bar outside, so if you want to grab some food, and there is a food register here. So this girl is working her way to the top. And then there's some dumpsters here, so if you want a dumpster dive, go for it, girl, because you know you. And then over here, there's just some like statues at the front, and then obviously cars and such. So that is that. And then this is the grocery store, and here I did put like these tables or these stands that you can purchase fruit from, and I did put like a little garden out back. So technically you don't have to always buy your groceries. You could just pick them or whatever, and some of them are like cherries that you can't technically get here. You can get them from Buy to Bug if you don't know, like it is a thing. And then this is City Hall and the military and the police department. So it's just a statue. There's some cars here, and then there's some chess tables. There's seating areas up top, and then out back there is a little space to grill if you wanted to have some food here. So that's pretty much all that is here, though, and I did edit that myself as well. I need to do this, which is the day spa in the bookstore, and I also need to do this, which is the science facility, and then over here is the medical. I still need to do those, so I'm not really going to show them off because it's just rabbit holes and that's boring. Anyways, so this is the library that I built in this town for my Sims because I think it's, fitting. And I'm not really going to go through it or over it very much, but this is kind of what it looks like. You can kind of just pause the video if you want to check it out, but it's got some like books and food registers and the cafe thing from university. And these are all outside. So all this part is outside. Only part that's inside is this. And then this is like the second floor with the computers and such. And then this is the next floor is literally this. It's like a kids section. And then there's this for like skill building. That's pretty much all that I did for the library, but I'm proud of it. So that's the thing. And then the last thing that I worked on in the last time that I played this save is the movie theater, because my sim actually wants to go to the movies. And because this is like the movie theater rabbit hole, obviously you can't have like a movie theater you can go in and like see your sims, but they do have one from the Sims 3 store. So I actually went in and built them on the same lot. So technically, the movie theater is in one lot, and you can come here and you can buy your ticket and you can go through the things. You can get some gumballs. You can, get an arcade machine. That's why a lot of my Sims like have wishes for the arcade machine. All of a sudden, that's why. And then there's like the cafes here, and you can get popcorn or cotton candy. And then there is like, a theater. So at the end, there's a theater, and here's the theater as well. It's the same on both floors. I didn't go crazy and do anything like spectacularly different. I just wanted it to be where you could have like two different movie theaters, two different movies going on at the same time, and technically that's it. So that's what it looks like, and yeah. So that's pretty much what I wanted to show you guys and talk about with my family. This is just my current household. I was gonna play, but this is awfully long, so I'm not going to. I might put out like another household, a current household, in the next month or so that you guys can maybe watch me play with them, because you'll have heard and I can just update you. It's not like a whole thing, and you know it's not been a really long time since I've updated about them. And I do want to give them all makeovers so they look beautiful, like Miss Holly. Miss Holly girl, she is so pretty. I love her so much. She's almost as pretty as Cheryl the Millmans. So I also have a update coming on them as well. I don't know if you guys follow me on Twitter, but I did talk about it. But anyways, so I really hope you guys enjoy this and hearing their story, and let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you guys enjoyed it, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and go ahead and hit the share button. Don't forget to subscribe so you can come back for the next update if you enjoyed this, and hit the notification bell. But anyways, yeah, if you guys enjoyed it, please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And I will talk to you guys in my next one. Thanks very much for watching.